Beneath the dust of empires, beneath the noise of history, the earth keeps a diary, and page after page it writes the same story in a language of spirals, ratios, and perfect angles, a language no one taught us, but somehow we all knew. You're looking at something extraordinary. This symbol, the flower of life, has been found in pyramids, buried in ruins, even carved into the bones of the earth. From Egypt to Mesopotamia, India to Mesoamerica, cultures separated by oceans and millennia all drew the same sacred shapes, geometric patterns so precise they defy coincidence. So why? Why did our ancestors, who never shared a language, a ruler, or a god, all whisper the same visual secrets into history? Today, we're diving into one of humanity's greatest mysteries. We'll explore three ancient symbols that keep appearing like cosmic breadcrumbs, uncover where they've been hiding, and ask the real question: are these shapes a message from the universe itself? Let's start with the granddaddy of sacred geometry, the flower of life. A series of overlapping circles, perfectly spaced, forming a hexagonal pattern, like a cosmic snowflake. Sound familiar? That's because you've seen it before. Archaeologists found it in the Temple of Osiris, but also in a 9,000-year-old Çatalhöyük shrine in Turkey, in King Ashoka's pillars in India, and inside a sealed chamber beneath a Mayan pyramid, untouched for millennia, even hidden in the sacred texts of China. The same pattern, the same obsession. But modern labs have uncovered something terrifying. When you force this geometry into 3D, it creates shapes that should not exist in classical physics. The Merkaba, a star tetrahedron that quantum physicists now link to toroidal energy fields, the same fields that shape planetary magnetospheres. The cuboctahedron, a structure that appears in nanoparticle engineering and 12th century alchemical texts. Coincidence? Or evidence of a shared hallucination, a geometric meme hardwired into reality itself? But what if these symbols aren't just hallucinations, but a language? According to archaeolinguist Dr. June Winter's groundbreaking 2023 paper, these spirals, hexagons, and ratios form a three-dimensional alphabet, one we've been too linear-minded to decipher. Take the electric lamps carvings in Egypt's Dendera temple. Their toroidal energy patterns mirror Nikola Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower diagrams, or Göbekli Tepe's T-pillars. Each curvature mimics the Fibonacci sequence of the human spine. Coincidence? Or a Stone Age user manual for technologies we're only now rediscovering? Then there's the spiral, the universe's favorite shape. In 2023, researchers at CERN published a paper showing quark movements in particle collisions trace, you guessed it, golden ratio spirals. But here's where it gets cold. The same spiral appears in Babylonian wind diagrams, Aztec sunstones, Greek Parthenon columns, and the helical stone towers of Sardinia's Nuragic civilization, a culture so old they predate the pyramids. A mathematical constant, 1.6118, the divine proportion, the number that balances chaos and order. And somehow, every ancient culture knew it. Think about this. A sunflower doesn't have a calculator. A galaxy doesn't decide to spin this way. Yet they follow the same code. This isn't sacred geometry. It's hacked geometry, a backdoor into reality's source code. Because whether you're a cell dividing, a black hole spinning, or a Neolithic shaman painting on a cave wall, you obey the same algorithm. An algorithm someone or something left running in the cosmic background. Now let's talk about the conspiracy, not a human one, a stone one. Take the pyramids. Egypt's Giza complex aligns with Orion's belt. So does Teotihuacan in Mexico. So does Xi'an in China. All separated by epochs, all mirroring the same constellation. But here's what they don't teach you. The slope angles of these pyramids, 51.84 degrees, aren't just arbitrary. They're acoustic. In 2018, a team from MIT bombarded a scale model with frequencies. Guess what happened? The chambers resonated at 432 Hz, the exact frequency of the Schumann resonance, Earth's electromagnetic heartbeat. The same frequency found in Tibetan singing bowls. And the same frequency that, when played to stem cells, forces them to form perfect golden ratio spirals. These aren't tombs, they're transceivers. Now cross the globe to Angkor Wat. Its layout, a perfect Fibonacci spiral matching the Draco constellation. In 1150 AD, a constellation that hadn't officially been mapped. These people weren't stargazers. They were astronomers with a violent, obsessive precision that required a blueprint. These civilizations had no ships, no internet, no way to share blueprints, unless they were tapping into something bigger, a universal knowledge, a collective consciousness. But here's where it gets stranger. Humanity may have forgotten this code, but nature never did. African termite mounds use hexagonal ventilation systems to create microclimates identical to the air shafts in the Great Pyramid. Goldfish navigate using logarithmic spirals aligned with Earth's magnetic fields. Even bees engineer cuboctahedron-shaped wax crystals. The same music of the sphere's geometry in 12th century alchemy texts. Communication? Or proof of a shared geometric memory hardwired into all life? In 2021, archaeologists excavating Göbekli Tepe found a pillar engraved with the flower of life, dated to 9600 BCE. That's 6,000 years before the wheel was invented. So I'll ask you, how does a hunter-gatherer culture, with no written language, no metal tools, carve a symbol that encodes quantum geometric principles? Unless they weren't the creators. They were the inheritors. Let's get uncomfortable. Your DNA isn't just a spiral. It's a tensegrity structure, a term borrowed from sacred geometry, describing a system that self-stabilizes through tension and compression. Sound familiar? It's the same principle behind the geodesic domes of Buckminster Fuller and the stone lattices of Cambodia's Prasat Bayon Temple. In 2022, a controversial study in Biophysical Journal showed that exposing DNA to 528 Hz, the love frequency, embedded in Gregorian chants and Sanskrit mantras, causes it to repair itself twice as fast. Now, cross-reference this with the work of Dr. Carla Golden, yes, her real name, who proved that meditating on the Sri Yantra's geometry synchronizes brainwaves to theta states, the same states that induce cellular regeneration. These symbols aren't metaphors, they're interfaces. Here's the kicker. Quantum physics now says everything you, me, this screen is just vibrating energy, strings, frequencies. So if sacred geometry is the visual language of vibration, then maybe these symbols are maps to higher dimensions, to the source code behind the matter, to the place where science and spirituality become the same thing. Consider this. The Vedas say reality is nada Brahma, the world is sound. Plato called geometry the language of the gods. Even Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. These symbols, they're not just art. They're equations that describe how energy becomes form, how chaos becomes order, how the infinite collapses into the finite. They're the universe's user manual, written in a language older than words. So, why does this symbol appear everywhere? Maybe because some truths are too big for one culture, one religion, one timeline. They're etched into the fabric of reality itself, into us. When you look at the flower of life, you're staring at the same pattern your cells use to divide, the same spiral that galaxies use to spin. You're not just seeing art, you're seeing home, older than language, older than gods. So the next time you see a spiral, a hexagon, a ratio, don't just look, listen. Because buried in their angles is a question asked by every civilization that ever rose and fell. Do you remember yet?